The Wood Shop is sponsored by ChefwareKits and Easy Wood Tools. Welcome back. This is a follow-up for Lamp Project Friday. I really didn't have any issues with the project other than needing to let the lamp dry a little bit longer, the shade dry a little bit longer than I would have liked. But I did have a lot of questions on why I had the wood stored in water and dishwashing soap. So let me explain that a little bit. Here's a couple of barrels I have out back. I have 3 of these that I store wood in, and the reason I store them in the water is to keep the moisture from coming out so they won't crack. It's the same reason that, like a log pond at a mill, they used to use it to transport logs and stuff, but the benefit to that is, as long as it's in water, it's not going to start checking and cracking until they can get to it. So they would just soak them in there. And you may have seen on some of the Discovery channels or whatever, there's actually companies that log out of lakes and the Great Lakes and stuff, and they go down their scuba gear and pull up logs, and they're just clean, no knots in them. It's nice. It just preserves the wood. The only reason I put the dishwashing soap in, and there's a lot of different ways to do this. I've heard of people using denatured alcohol and soaking it and stuff like that after they've turned them. But the only reason I put the dishwashing soap in is because the water will turn. It'll start to smell bad. There's mosquitoes and everything else. I have lids and everything on them, but if you add maybe a gallon of dishwashing soap to it, it does have a smell though. So if you pull it out of there, it does smell. So I usually let it sit outside and drain for a day or so, and then put it on the lathe. But even then, there's a definite smell to it if you're gonna do it that way. And if you want to change the water out, you don't need to put the dishwashing soap in. You can just change the water out every few weeks so it doesn't go bad. But that's the reason I do it, is to keep it from checking if I can't get to it, or if I have a really nice piece of wood and I want to make sure it doesn't crack other than just painting the ends to it. I think that was about it, and I did use a fluorescent bulb in the lamp so it didn't heat up. Nice soft white one. And I want to thank Michael. Thank you, Michael. He saw the epoxy and the aluminum, and I'm not sure where he works, but it looks like they must manufacture something pretty close to what we were doing, because it's pretty much the same stuff that I was getting. Little discs and some of these little strips too. I think they'd be fun to mess around with. Oops. So yeah, thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate it. All right, I want to. Somebody had a question about my tool rack, and I'll snap a picture. So here. So basically, I just made a little shelf down here. Took a Forstner bit, drilled in some little pockets for it. I didn't make them go all the way through, and there's a million different ways you could do this, and I just put in some dowels and to hold them upright. But yeah, I used to use the PVC, and you can do that too. I just had it pretty close to the lathe, and it was always filling up with shavings, so this is pretty easy, and I just take the air compressor and blow out behind them, and it cleans it out. So, but that's about it. But like I said, there's a million different ways to make a tool rack. And I wanted to share some pictures with you. Ben sent me this. His girlfriend made it. This was her first turning project, and it's Mother's Day candle. Very nice. Great job. And Bob from the UK made this flying saucer. Nice job, Bob. That's awesome. He's got it all set up with the remote control for the LEDs, and it turns a million different colors. Very nice. Great job. All right, if this is your first time here, I have a new project video every Friday. And again, I started the Patreon page, and I'm also doing a giveaway every month. So I'm giving away the TIE Fighter. So I'll announce that on the live hangout for the Patreon members. All right, take care.